Hi, this is Charles Miskey for Salomon Body, and I have an old pair of shoes, my Salomon Spikecross. As you can see, they've got the little carbide studs on the lugs, pretty pronounced lugs, and that's for running on snow and ice. I've done Quandary and a bunch of trails in the Colorado 14ers, and I'm going to be starting to run on the snow again now that I'm done with my road half, qualifying for the Pikes Ascent. So I've put in my Icebug insoles. There's the logo, Icebug, right there. These are the ones with the little flex panel in the middle that I've really enjoyed for making my feet feel fresher at work. And now that I'm done training for my half, I'm going to get back on the trails. I'm going to do that here pretty quick. So I thought I would put them in these. But while I was trying these on, you know how if you're a runner and you get past certain mileages and past certain ages and things like that, your feet kind of stretch out? Well, in the video coming up here, you can see where my feet have stretched and how they've changed over time. But what I needed to do is mold these, and that's really kind of a naughty thing to do. Please take this all totally with a grain of salt. I don't want you going and ruining all your shoes and everything. But I've molded some climbing boots, ice climbing boots, mountaineering boots, the boot liners, and the boot shells, actually. They do it with ski boots all the time, and my wife's ice skates, her figure skates, are moldable. So I thought, well, let me just do what she does. And here you can see the results. I have molded both of them. Here's the right. This is the one with the most pronounced molding. You can see the shadows there for where the toe shape has come through. And I'll show you here in a second how that works. And on the left here, it's the same deal, only not quite so pronounced. And that's because of the difference in the shape of my feet. So watch the rest of this video. I'll show you how it's done. And again, don't do it unless you're really sure it's what you want to do. And it does work best on a shoe like this, where we've got this really heavy rubber spot on the toe. These are really narrow at the toe compared to some of my other shoes, especially my Ultra, and even compared to the Salomon Crossmax. These are the Salomon Spikecross. Similar to the Speedcross 3 as far as the shape. I didn't want to throw them away just because my feet didn't fit crosswise, you know, the width-wise up here by the toe. Everything else is fine. This width is fine for me. The curvature is great for me. I love a shoe that's got some curvature to it. I just couldn't deal with this really pointy, narrow toe. So I found a way to fix that, and keep an eye on it. So as you can see, I'm pushing out with my toe here. This is really fairly soft now. It's kind of sitting under the heat for a few minutes. And now I'm just going to keep my foot in there until it cools down and holds its shape. Okay, it's cooled down quite a bit now. I took my foot out. I'm going to let it cool now for a while before I try it back on and see how it went. But as you can see, there's an obvious bulge there. It is sticking out quite a bit more than the other one. I'll show you the other one here in a minute. So this is what it looks like before molding. And this is what it looks like after molding. You can see the well-defined toe shape there from my foot. Let me show you here. See, my right foot comes in quite a bit where my toe is there. And my left foot, not quite so much. So I'm also going to mold this one here quick for my left foot. So I'm going to get that set up. Lazy person, I'm sorry. So I'm going to do this like this. Okay, it seems really soft. It's warm to the touch and really squishy. Press down with my toe. And hold it till it cools. That's pretty cool now. So I'm going to pull my foot out. Check it out. And you can see just a little bit of toe shape there. Again, like I said, my left foot is not quite as prominent as my right foot. And there's my Icebug insoles that I'm going to be testing out in these when I take my run on the trails later today or tomorrow. And they feel pretty good. We'll see. For this, I'm wearing just regular wool dress socks. They're just a little bit less than a medium thickness if you're looking at hiking, running, trekking socks. So there you go, molding my Salomon Spikecross. And again, be very cautious if you decide you want to do this. Obviously, a shoe that has a cloth panel here or something else might not mold quite so well. I was fairly confident that the structure of these was very similar to the liners in some of my climbing boots, that I thought I could do it. And it worked, as far as I know. I'll find out when I run, and I'll get right back to you as far as how the Icebug insoles worked and how the heat molding worked.